My name is Mario Ulloa. They call me Evi. I've been married for 30 years with a nice guy. His name is Mario Ulloa. We attend Trinity for the past 2 years. Mario called me and told me he was heading home. And I was waiting for Mario and my grandkids that were going with us. 3 of them were going with us to rendezvous. I received a phone call from the mother of our godchild. And she tells me, Evi, I just found out that Mario got into an accident. My niece called me. She stated she was at 95. Her niece lives in New York. So she happened to be at 95. And she told her boyfriend, you need to stop. And she saw this man laying there and she kept on telling him, I need to stop. I need to pray for that man. And she got out of the car and she walked up to this man, which happened to be my husband. Then my husband has a name tag that it says Super Mario. She started screaming right there saying, that is my pastor. He was my pastor when I was a child. Because how could this young girl that lives in New York happen to be at 95, the same time my husband had that accident? Even in a tragedy, God is in the midst of everything. I called the hospital and this nurse got on the phone and tells me to hurry up because they were working on my husband. I knew it was bad. All the way through, I started saying, Lord, you're going to fight this battle for me. I don't know how I'm going to fight this. I don't know how to live without this man. Doctor came back and told me, your husband will not make it past tonight. And again, I looked up to the sky because where is my help going to come from but from above? And again, I told the Lord, you need to fight this battle for me because I cannot do it and you cannot leave me alone. After 10.5 hours, they came down and they told us how severe things were, that all his organs had been removed out of his body and they were actually living out of his body. He had ruptured every ribs in his body. He had broken his leg in 4 pieces. When I actually got to see him, I didn't recognize him. He was so swollen and I asked for proof. I told him about my husband's birthmark and within minutes they came back and told me it was Mario. I'm going to be very honest with you. I was very, very scared. The doctor explained it to us. It looked like somebody had thrown a grenade at him and everything inside him blew up. So how was this man going to live? I remember when Pastor Rich came. He came back out and he told me, Evie, you don't have a thing to worry about. Mario is going to make it. After that, a lot of things happened. A lot of miracles started happening. So God is so in control of this situation. There's no tragedy. There's a miracle in this. There's a purpose in this. Mario has had 12 operations. 8 of them has been in his leg. They decided that it was time to put all Mario's organs back. My husband right now, to this day, is living with a 20% liver. But his liver is actually fixing itself. So right now, he's all stitched up. All his organs are back in and they're working 100%. Then my husband had to lose his leg. My husband doesn't make a decision unless he goes to the Lord. How is he going to take this news that he's going to lose his leg? And my husband turned around and said, God had already told me. I was waiting. He told me that my life was more important than a leg. How do you tell your grandkids that Papa doesn't have a leg? We have 15 grandkids. My granddaughter only asks that his leg be pink. When he gets a new leg, she wants it pink. So when you see my husband walking through that door serving, he will have a pink leg. I need to thank Pastor Rich. He has not left our sight for one moment. When he showed up and told us, God sent me, I believed him. Then on top of that, there was another young man that worked in the hospital. He's a nurse in intensive care. His name is Jasper. He took care of my husband and prayed every day for a month. And he goes to this church. So I want you to see how God lined up this miracle. He had his people praying. He had his people taking care of my husband. He gave us a promise that he will be there all the way through our sorrow, through our trials, as long as we fight our battles on our knees and worshiping and praying. During this time, we held down to a verse, which is Romans 8:28. Everything is about the love that he has for us and the purpose that he has for us. And it is his love that has kept us going because everything works for the good of us. This miracle, because I'm going to call it that because this has been a miracle because my husband's going to come here and worship again. That is the goal. We're going to be here worshiping and serving in our home church.
Hello, Trinity family. My name is Mario. I'm in the First Impression team. I might not live that impressive, but I'm coming back to be with you guys, to greet everybody at the front door, because it's one thing I love to do. I want to thank you all for your prayers and for all the support you have given me. Just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know right now I'm not speaking the way you normally hear me, but pretty soon the Lord will get me up to speak. And just remember that in Jesus all things are possible. God bless.